Welcome, everyone. So we've got people from Utah and Texas, and of Ogden and Salt Lake, and Debbie is out in north part of Ogden right now, I think, maybe at your daughter's house, right, Debbie?
Yeah,
Debbie's
far west.
Debbie's been so busy babysitting her great-granddaughter, and she's worn out. I was hearing her talk about watching this baby, and I thought, oh man, I don't know how young moms do it anymore. It makes me tired to think about it. Okay, so welcome everybody. It's the first Wednesday in February. February, our month of love, right? Valentine's month, and we're going to have a lot of events coming up and a lot of candy calling to us from the grocery store. So I thought it'd be a good time for us to talk about things before they bombard us, and so we can kind of plan in advance how we're going to handle some things. So let's just, first of all, everybody take 30 seconds and introduce themselves, what kind of success you've had on the program and how you're feeling right now. So I'm Sheila Favero, and I'm an executive director with Take Shape for Life. And I lost about 55 pounds so far on Take Shape for Life. Using MetaFast and all those habits of health, and it's been great. My blood pressure's better. I can run upstairs now, and I've done a couple of 5Ks, so I'm doing great. Okay, how about you, Ronnie? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my name's Ronnie, and Sheila convinced me to, she didn't have to convince very hard, but she had me join up with her. She was one of my patients at work, and so she came at a time when I really needed her, and I've lost almost 40 pounds. I feel great. My cholesterol is down 100 points. My insulin is down to normal, and I have more energy now than I've had in a very long time. So,
Ronnie.
And so I am a coach. Just getting started, but I haven't signed up any clients yet, so I'm working on it.
Well, we're glad to have you.
And that's it.
All righty. Okay, Denise, tell us who you are.
Yeah, Denise. I am a nurse practitioner, and I'm a health coach. I'm a manager, and I've lost 60 pounds on the Take Shape for Life MetaFast plan, and just feel awesome. I just have tons of energy. I mean, sometimes at work, I just feel like I want to skip down the hall, and then I have to stop myself because it looks unprofessional. I just have that much energy. It's just so fun. And yeah, I've been able to help about 30 different people to lose weight as well, and it's just been really fun. I was just asked to give a talk on health and diet and exercise to a group of Boy Scouts, and I thought, my gosh, last year nobody would have ever asked my opinion on that. So it's been really great.
Even though that's what you did at your professional day every day, is tell people to be healthy. Yeah. And now you're walking the talk. We're proud. Yeah. That's good. Okay, Arnold, tell us about you.
Okay, I'm Arnold. I initially lost about 55 pounds, dropped off of a couple of medications I was on, got down to my weight when I was about 21, 22 years old. Then we relocated from Philadelphia down to Texas, and in that move, a lot of changes and things like that, and living out of motels and short-term home housing for a little while, put back on about 10 pounds or so. So after as Sheila and I were talking a little bit, I says, I got to get remotivated and refocused. Now things are settling down. And so these calls do help out a lot when you have to sort of report back and have a little bit of accountability. So back on a little bit, but looking for the motivation again to get back and maybe take off from where I'm at another 20 pounds, get a little bit lower than I want to be, so I have a little wiggle room when I off and get back normal mode again.
That's great.
I'm sort of the clown of the group,
Okay, that's
the
good.
jokester. Yeah.
Okay, so Debbie, tell us about you.
Oh, I'm Debbie, and I've never used my phone on this before, so I'm not sure if I'm covered the whole screen with my face or I'm far away or.
You know, we're not seeing your face at all.
Oh, good.
We're just hearing you.
That's
So
good.
there's maybe a setting on your phone that you have to click to share your audio.
Okay, well, that's fine because I look kind of like crap right now anyway.
Oh, so you're happy we can't see you. Okay. Can you see us? Can
Yes.
you? Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
I think I've lost about 20 pounds since starting this. I've gone up here and there, back down. This babysitting thing is really throwing me off. And I know I've talked with you, Sheila, about it a couple of times, and I'm just really having a hard time trying to stay on my plan and babysit. So I'm hoping somehow I can get that worked out and get back on track. I'm on track on the days that I'm not babysitting, but on the days that I am, it just goes to H-E-double-T fix. I wasn't going to swear.
Okay. So the days that you're structured, you do all right. But when you have a change in your schedule and you're babysitting, then it's really difficult to stay with the plan. Is that what I heard you say?
Exactly.
Okay.
She keeps me so busy that, yeah. So when she rests, I rest. And when she's up, I'm on the floor playing with her or carrying her or rocking her.
And she's how old?
She's 8.5 months.
8.5 months. And so Debbie's so young to be a great grandmother. Can you imagine your great grandmother babysitting you?
No.
Isn't that something? What a lucky little girl.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. I love her to pieces.
Okay, that's great. So anything that in particular that you'd like to have us answer or you'd like to get answers for tonight, Debbie?
I don't know. Just some suggestions. I mean, I tried the alarm thing. That's not working. I even tried, bringing ready-made meals. Like I said yesterday, I ended up eating 2 of my protein bars all day long. So, and I didn't eat anything else until after she had left at 6:30.
Okay. It's a challenge. So we'll put our heads together and see if we can come up with something creative. Okay, Janet. Janet, is that you on there? Hello?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I thought I recognized your phone number. I guessed it was you. Okay, so tell us where you're calling from and a little bit about you.
Well, I'm in the Portland, Oregon area, Hillsboro to be exact. Started on the program, lost about 40 pounds, 50 pounds, somewhere in there. Started into the divorce situation, not by my choice. I've managed to gain it all back, and so we're starting at square one.
Okay, thank you for your honesty. And plus you've moved a couple of times in the last few months, right?
Yep, that seems to be the story of my life, moving.
And started a new job. So lots of
transfer.
Okay, with the same company but a different location. Okay.
Yeah.
So lots of changes going on. So I've asked a couple of these clients that are coaches now, Ronnie and Denise, to take part of the call. So I'm gonna turn it over to you now, Ronnie, and you tell us what I asked Ronnie to. Well, I asked her what she thinks that would help all of us, and so go for it, Ronnie.
So what we wanted to talk about was how to keep your structured plan over the weekend. because I mean, during the week, I do great. I get up at the same time every day. I do the same thing every day, eat lunch at the same time and that. But on the weekends, you know, I want to sleep in, and then I don't eat lunch at the same time. And, you know, and so I got to thinking, what can I do that will help me keep my plan, right? You know, to keep it structured the way it was. And what I figured out that some of my problem is I have a watch that I wear that tells me when it's time to eat during the week. And I don't wear it on the weekend. And so I've got to start wearing that, and, you know, or setting a timer or something. But I've also, you know, come to think that, you know, maybe I'll just make my dinners in a crock pot that morning so that it's already ready, so that, you know, when we're out and about, I don't say, well, you know, it'll take too long to make dinner, let's go out to eat. And that, so, you know, that's the other problem is we'll be out going here and there and everywhere. And then, so we go out to lunch or we go out to dinner. And so I've just got to come up with something that just makes it so that I stay home and eat.
So everybody that can relate to what Ronnie's saying, that the days you don't have structure, that it's more difficult, raise your hand if you can relate to what she's saying. Okay, we're with you. Okay, Janet, are you and Debbie raising your hands?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we're with you, Ronnie. So I heard you give us some suggestions of what you're going to do different.
Yeah, and I want to do the crock pot meals where you put them all in a bag and then just stick them in the freezer. So all you got to do is pull one out and throw it in the crock pot that morning, and it's done.
I actually have done that in the past.
So that I don't have to even think about it. It's just already there, throw it in, and it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found some freezer to crock pot meals that work pretty well. Those are good. And a lot of times, though, they try to include potatoes and rice and carrots and things. And so you just need to modify them. And so a lot of times it's the meats that you're going to focus on in the crock pot, and then you'll have it with a salad or with some green beans or something. But it works great. It's a great way. Great way to plan ahead. That's a good plan. So does anybody have anything that they've done that's helped them that we can give advice to Ronnie to help her through the weekends? So I know Arnold's ready to share some advice.
My weekends are so messed up. I don't know what I can share right now. I mean, Saturday mornings, I'm out of the house a little after 6 o'clock, get back from appointments that I have around 1:30, on my feet and running all the time in between, and then try to grab a bite. And recently I leave from there and head down to work for the afternoon and on the evening. Sundays, got meetings that start at a little after 9 o'clock and go on until about 2, and then I've run down to work for the rest of the afternoon. So it's hard even for those 6 hours in the mornings where I'm in meetings or have commitments, even to put something in my pocket. You know, it used to be I could carry a bar with me or just do something like that, but I'm in places where I really can't do that right now. So it's I know what you're talking about with weekends, because it is just messed up. So usually I'll just when I do free up, I'll have maybe a bar or one of the drinks or something like that do a couple of them within a couple of hours, you know, and not really all at once, but have a couple of hour in between time instead of 3 to 4 hours in between, you know, to sort of catch up through the day on the ones that I would have missed in the morning. Okay. So, but it does mess up the timing of just being able to keep them stable that you can do on a regular day. So.
Yeah, and I know that what they've taught us is if for some reason you've gone 4 or more hours without eating, make sure you eat as quick as you can and then have your next meal 1 hour later. That's what they teach us. So that's exactly the right thing, Arnold, is when you have those times. And he actually is a volunteer. I don't know if I think everybody's okay to know what he's trying to be really diplomatic, but he actually serves in the LDS temple down in San Antonio, Texas. And so he's in a situation he can't break out and start eating in the middle of, dressed in white. So it's
and then on Sundays, I'm a high priest group leader. We got PEC and then other things that have to go through that as well.
And Denise and I and others that serve with the choir, it's really difficult to eat sometimes. So yeah, so you have to sometimes be flexible, but what we have to do is have those try to plan ahead, do things that we can, and when we can't, then we just do the best we can. Try to eat an hour later. Yes, Denise.
So we're not really allowed to eat in choir, but I will cut my bars up into tiny little bite-sized pieces, like maybe 8 pieces, and just pop one in my mouth. And nobody knows I was eating anything. They probably thought I was chewing on gum or something, but
which is not allowed.
Oh, yeah, it's true. But
good enough for everybody. Right?
They don't allow anything. But yeah, nobody really knows, and I can just keep it in my pocket, and it's not a big deal. I just put it in a little Ziploc bag.
Ziploc bag.
I don't know. Maybe that would work. Just having it in your pocket and just like tiny little bites that you can, when you're on the elevator or going up the stairs or something like that, you can just pop one in your mouth.
Because one of those wrappers, I've tried to sneak them before, and it's rustle.
Yeah.
Really noisy.
That doesn't work.
But cutting them up, that's a good way to sneak them in places, in meetings or whatever. So Janet or Debbie, do you guys have any advice of how to help on the weekends, have things be more structured?
I haven't been very successful at that either.
Okay, so this is something as a team we all need to work on then, don't we? So maybe we could, I don't know if you guys would want me to start a little Facebook thread or something with the 6 of us on the call tonight that we could report to each other of how we do this weekend, to have a little accountability to each other. That would help everybody. If you want to be part of that, raise your hand if you'd want to.
Sure.
Sheila?
Yes.
I'm okay on the weekends, but the days that I tend, I don't know if I could be in Facebook.
Okay. So yours,
I can't even get a chance to eat, let alone get in Facebook.
Yeah. What I'm saying, yours is kind of opposite, is because you are home on the weekends, but the days you're babysitting during the week are your tough times. So yours is kind of like your days you're working are tough, your days you're home you're easier. So you're kind of the opposite situation of what everybody else is saying. Is that right? Okay.
That's right.
So, but I just thought maybe to be accountable to each other and just kind of encourage each other might be a way to do it. So we could either do it a Facebook thread, or we could do it through that, through our Healthy Hangout place, We could get a little conversation going there, because other people might listen, be able to eavesdrop via Facebook, and it could help them too. So now Denise was going to talk to us about maybe what you share with us will help us, Denise. So go for it.
Okay. Well, sometimes, especially in the beginning when you're on this plan, the weight loss is just so fast, that it's easy to stay motivated. You're like, geez, I want to lose 5 pounds in a week, I'll just keep on going. But sometimes, as you go along, the weight loss isn't as dramatic, and sometimes it's a little harder to stay motivated. So trying to find what will motivate you is kind of important. I think Sheila's done a really good job of helping us all figure out our why. Why are we doing this, and why is this important to us? And just kind of keeping that in our forefront. I want to show you I created like a little sheet of paper that has a lot of my different goals on it that have to do with health and things like that. I wanted to be a healthy weight. I wanted to kind of have peace in my life and run a 5K, hike Angel's Landing, just all these different things that I wanted to do some humanitarian work and things. And I need to update this because a lot of these things I've already done. I need to make new goals. But I keep this in my room where I can see it, and I also have a copy of it on my phone where I can pull it up when I need to have a little extra motivation. And that's really been helpful for me because, you know, in the moment you want to eat the chocolate cake or whatever it is, you can just kind of stop and think, no, wait a second. Remember, I wanted to be able to hike Angel's Landing without getting short of breath by June or whatever it is, you know. And so those things really help me. The other thing that's been helpful is to, when I haven't been as completely true to the plan, write down how I feel. I wrote down several things that I experienced. In fact, let me get it on my phone because I have it on my phone. So, let me go back. So like I wasn't excited to exercise. My muscles were achy. I didn't feel confident. I was uncomfortable in my clothes. I was kind of foggy mentally. My joints hurt. I was having headaches. My mouth had a terrible taste in it. I didn't feel like being flirtatious. And there's just a lot of different things. I didn't feel like I was being a good coach, and I felt guilty, you know. I don't like any of those feelings. And so sometimes, even though the pounds aren't flying off you, like when you start the plan, sometimes it's important to remember that, gosh, you just feel better. And so just keep on going. And even if you're not losing 5 pounds in a week, it's okay. And it's just the right thing to do to keep going. And you just feel better. And it's being respectful to your body. So that's all I'll say.
I think about some things that just aren't even a temptation to me. I have no desire to pick up a cigarette and smoke it. I mean, that is not even tempting to me. And I think, why? Well, because I've never tried it. Well, if I'd never tried a peanut M&M, they wouldn't be tempting to me either. But I have tried them.
You got to try it, yeah.
Okay, so I have tried them. So, I mean, I guess if you could go back and say never eat chocolate cake, then you'll never want it, you know. But, okay, so for not only health reasons, but religious reasons, I would never pick up a cigarette. So I think, how can I have the same kind of conviction for something that's not quite so bad, you know, that just one won't hurt, you know. I do best when I am really strict, because a lot of times if I give myself permission to have one, then it keeps calling to me over and over. So when I'm exactly on plan, I do much better. That's me personally. For when I'm losing, it's easy to maintain and to be able to have treats once in a while for me. But sometimes after you've been on the 5 and 1 for a while, you have to take a break and do 4 and 2 or 3 and 3, or just do maintenance for a while. And then when you're ready, you can hop back on 5 and 1 for weight loss. Have many of you had success having weight loss on other plans? So my first 25 pounds I lost on 5 and 1. My next 25 I did more of a maintenance, and I lost it slower. So it's a personal thing of what works better for you. If you're saying I would rather be strict, but the thing is, we don't want to have in our mind is that I'm on this diet, and as soon as I get off it, then I'm going to eat everything I want. Because sometimes when we have that mentality, it's what we're talking about this week, is that yo-yo mentality of thinking, you know, I feel so restricted. So then when you do have one bite off, then you go, oh, well, I wasn't exact today, so I may as well have this and this and this too. So I think
that's why it's helpful to remember how you feel when you're not eating healthy.
Yeah, I really
just have that in your mind and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I made a mistake last time and didn't correct it right away, then unpleasant things happen. So do I want this immediate momentary pleasure, or do I want to feel good in the long term? And I think too, just kind of being grateful for your body and trying to treat it with respect is important. too.
I like that. I like that very much, Denise. And I like the list because I think sometimes we feel bad, but we don't remember the next time.
Yes, absolutely.
That it was more than just how we felt inside. We had some physical feelings that didn't feel good either. So
yeah,
that's good. And you know, after we've been healthier, we start to realize how much better we feel than we did a year ago or 6 months ago. And you think, I can run up the stairs now, or I can reach down and tie my shoes easier. I remember just when I was 50 pounds heavier, what a chore it was to tie my shoes. And I really enjoy now that I can just reach down and tie my shoes. I can just put my foot up and tie my shoes. And I remember one of the first things when I could cross my legs, you know, and it was like, yay. So we do have to remember the good things along the way, but also the little challenges when we don't. I like that suggestion a lot, Denise. Thank you for that. So it's about time for us to go. I wanted to see if you feel like you got answers to the concerns you had, or if there's anything else you'd like to bring up. So how about you, Ronnie? Are you feeling better about being able to handle the weekend with some of the things Denise talked about?
Yeah, I think so. And I like the idea of, you know, having that Facebook page to be able to, you know, talk to others about how the weekend went and what to do and what they did. Yeah.
I think you should invite everybody, Sheila, like you did with that water challenge you did. Yeah, invite everybody to participate.
Okay. So
if you want.
Yeah, I think I'll probably post this video on Healthy Hangout and then just invite everybody on there to let's report how we do this weekend, or for Debbie during the week. Hers is going to be opposite. So we're going to say, how are you doing on your days that are unstructured, or your challenge days? We'll call them our tricky days, whatever, that are the hard for us days. Okay, so Janet, is there anything particular that you would like people to brainstorm with you about?
I can't think of anything at the top of my head. I know what I'm supposed to do. It's just a matter of getting it done.
It's that motivation to do it. Yep. And so we need to have a conversation and kind of get back to your whys now, because your whys have changed since we first started. So let's do it. So Debbie, how about you? Did you learn something that you think might be able to help you?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you.
I did like the part, you know, when Denise, you were talking about how you feel after you're really good, and then how you feel when you don't. And I'm sitting here thinking after Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning, tending the baby, how bloated and how fat and how big I feel, and even healthy. You know, I'm tired. I'm just not the same as when I am on my plan.
Okay, so I've got a question to ask you, Debbie. Do you think the bloating and the uncomfortable feeling and the tired is from the baby, or is it from you not taking care of yourself?
It's from me not taking care of myself.
Okay.
The being tired, she does drain me.
Yeah.
But everything else is because I'm not doing what I need to be doing.
Yeah, because it's kind of like if you're a Ferrari, if you're a really nice car and you're putting water in your engine instead of high octane fuel, the days that you need the most energy, you're giving yourself the least.
That's a good point.
So that's your race car days that you need to have your pit crew there ready to help you at every way, and you're ignoring them and you're running out of gas.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so you're really doing them a favor if you're fueling yourself. You're doing your...
And that little baby's not even one yet. And if she has to sit in her little seat or crawl for a minute while you feed yourself, she'll survive it. But you're not going to if you don't take care of you. Right?
Yeah,
Rude.
I'm just kind of picturing that.
Because you'll start to resent her, maybe, if you're feeling like she's keeping you from being your best self. So do her a favor, take care of you, and so you can be around a long time to play with her.
Good point.
Okay, so we're going to report on Healthy Hangout. Arnold, anything that you learned or that you'd like answered? All these wise women that can counsel you. Arnold's frozen.
Uh-oh, he is frozen.
Okay. Should we sing Let It Go to him?
Right, that's what I was thinking about too.
Okay. Well, it's been, oh, there he is.
Back.
Back.
I'm frozen.
You were frozen for a minute, Arnold. We were seeing if you had any last sage wisdom to impart. Can you hear me, Arnold?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Was I actually on, or you were hearing me or not? Because
No.
that FaceTime came in, and then all of a sudden it.
No, you were just frozen. We didn't hear you. So.
Oh, okay.
So.
I was what? Did you see me?
No, you were just frozen.
Oh, good. Because I was pulling faces at my grandkids.
Oh.
So.
Okay. All right. So, any last words of wisdom for us, Arnold?
Just keep it up. Help keep in touch with each other, because it helps me a lot too.
Okay, good. Wonderful. So everybody check Healthy Hangout and make some comments of what you learned and what you're going to do better this coming week, and we'll report to each other on that. So
Okay.
nice to
All
talk
right.
to everybody.
They're calling again, so I'll say goodbye.
Okay, have a great week,
Bye.
everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Denise, and thanks, Ronnie, for your help.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, bye.